Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into Chrissy's Wig Room. This is Chrissy, and I just wanted to do a little get ready with me type video today. I don't know about you all, but I'm struggling with just staying positive and feeling like my life is still normal in the midst of everything that's going on currently in the world. And the main thing with me is just struggling with feeling positive. That's something I've been struggling with the most, and I think for those of us that have a lot of anxiety, which I do, I have a lot of anxiety. I've always had anxiety issues my entire life, but as an adult it's been a lot worse, and I think that the anxiety becomes on a whole nother level when you have, you know, pandemics and things like that going on. It kind of makes your anxiety go to a different level, and it's hard to combat the stress and keep everything at bay. So if you have any suggestions on how you're handling anxiety and stress and things like that, be sure and share that with me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys and find out what steps are helping. Now, I'm very thankful that I have a cat. Definitely bonding with your pet is certainly something that helps, and just having baby girl in my life and having her around really helps a lot with you know, stress. I'm going to go ahead and put moisturizer on. This is my Bliss Drench and Quench Cream to Water Hydrator for all skin types. I'm feeling like my skin's really dry this morning and could use some moisture. I've also been struggling with just getting up and, you know, putting makeup on, doing normal tasks and routines that I would normally do when I was leaving the house. I am working from home, and I'm very thankful for that. But there's a lot of adjustments and a lot of, you know, just the daily routine of getting up, getting ready. You would think it would all stay the same, but it seems like, you know, it's easy to kind of get out of those routines, and I think when we do that, we don't feel as good. So today I was not feeling good. I woke up with some major digestive issues, just really high anxiety. FedEx knocked on the door, and I thought, oh my God, who is it? You know, and I was checking my video cameras, and then I saw it was FedEx and that they had left a package, and then I remembered I had ordered a new eyeshadow palette from Viseart. But it's just like, even the little, it's funny how the little minute things like somebody ringing the doorbell or knocking on the door when you're in this high anxiety level, it's a little bit scary, and I've never really felt that way. But I don't know, I think it's just like I said, it's the anxiety of everything, and it's causing a lot of stress on a different level. And I've noticed that it's causing me digestive issues. You know, I suffer from chronic migraine headaches, and then I also have the diabetes I have to deal with. And it makes it even harder when, you know, we're self-isolated and trying to figure things out. So I guess my anxiety is just that I'm wondering, is the world ever going to be normal again? You know, we always say, yes, things are going to get better. You know, we just got to work together and stay calm. This is Clinique All About Eyes. I'm using as my eye cream today. I love this product. I guess my concern is, you know, is things ever going to get to normal again? I mean, some people say it will in a couple of months, but yet others are saying 8 months. Others are saying it could last 18 months. You know, and there's always so much in the news and in the media, as I'm sure you're aware of, so many different stories and things, and it's really hard to know who can you trust. Who's actually giving you reliable information, because there's so much information coming to us all the time. And my problem is, I don't know who's actually giving me accurate information, if it's all speculation, you know, and so that's very frustrating and causes people like myself that already have anxiety to have even more anxiety. So it's just a constant kind of, you know, picking and choosing the battles. And today I've just decided I'm not watching the news. You know, I'm just trying to kind of start my day like I normally would by putting on my makeup and going about the routine, because it's really causing me a lot of, you know, not only mental but physical issues as well, just worrying about all of this. And of course it's outside of our control. There's nothing we can do, but just like to hear from you guys and find out what steps you're taking to stay calm and kind of combat that anxiety, because right now, where we don't know how long this is going to last, it causes a lot of, you know, nothing's certain anymore. We don't know from day to day what it's going to be like, and it keeps changing on a daily basis. So some of you were asking me about my self-tan routine, and I've not been keeping up with it well. Like I said, with my anxiety and my stress, haven't even been doing my makeup every day. So that's been a real struggle. But I wanted to go ahead and share with you what I've been doing. And I learned this tip and technique from Daily Dazzle and Dawn. If you haven't already subscribed to her channel, be sure and check that out. That is my sister Dawn, and she has a YouTube channel called Daily Dazzle and Dawn, and she shared with me her technique for putting tanning solution on her face. Now you can use a mitt, but I'm going to use a brush. I also watched, she shared with me another YouTuber that actually uses a brush, and this is the brush that the YouTuber has, and it's the Morphe M439 brush, and I picked this up from Ulta. And this is how I'm going to self-tan. I prefer, or so far I've been liking the brush. I do like the mitt as well. They both work really well. But I've been liking this brush. I was using a different brush, but I wanted to pick up this one because it's a little bit fluffier and it's more dense to apply your foundation, or to apply the tanning solution. Because what I like about it is it feels like you're putting on a foundation. And so I feel like I can precisely get, you know, the self-tanner everywhere that I want it by using the brush. So I've really been liking this technique. This is not the technique my sister uses. She uses the mitt, the real soft mitt that a lot of the kits come with. I don't have one right here next to me, but that's what she uses. And I like that as well. So I'm going to try it today using this and see what happens. Now, I had decluttered and sent her all of my St. Tropez bronzing mousse, so I went ahead and bought another one. And this seems to be the best for applying to the face. This is the St. Tropez bronzing mousse in Classic. So it's achieve natural, healthy looking skin with our easy to apply, quick drying, lightweight mousse with no self-tan smell. So what I'm going to do, I've already moisturized and put my eye makeup on, or eye cream on, can't even talk. And then I'm going to use this new brush that I got from Ulta. And this is the pump kind, and it's foam. So I'm just going to pump some of this out onto the brush. And this does come, it's, you can see the actual tanning color. And then I'm just going to apply this directly onto my face. The reason I seem to be liking the brush, and like I said, I was using a different brush. This is a new one to me. But I like how I can precisely buff it in, as you can see what I'm doing. Just like you would, basically like with the foundation. This is what you would do with the foundation. And then I'm going to pump another pump out and move to the cheek. But I like how I can really get in there and get it, you know, precisely, and then you can take it down your cheek. Take it down your chin. I just kind of like the precision with the mitt. It's harder to, for me anyway, it's harder to know where I'm placing the product. And because I am so fair-skinned, so darn fair-skinned, I really need to know where I'm putting this stuff. And I really need to get into the habit of doing it every single day so I can really build up some color and see exactly what kind of color I can achieve with this, because the problem is I haven't been doing it every day, and so I don't feel like I'm building up the color like I want, but I'm trying. I'm also worried about it being splotchy, because I've had that problem in the past, and that's why I quit self-tanning. I was explaining that to my sister. I said, you know, I just couldn't figure it out. It just, no matter what I did, and she told me that, you know, when you're doing your legs, you want to make sure you shave first. But for me, and I always thought it's because I'm fat, it just, I couldn't figure out how do I get self-tanner on, you know, being fat and then being extremely fair-skinned. It's frustrating, because it feels like no matter what self-tanner, like I can already see right now some splotches, and I'm not happy with that. And those seem to get worse as the day progresses. And I personally think, and this is just my opinion, but I personally think that that happens because I am so darn fair-skinned that, you know, my skin tone just doesn't react to it like it should. So we'll see. I'm going to let this just kind of sit, and then we'll see. And then if I can if I can kind of work with it after this, you know, maybe later in the day I can add more. Of course, I put foundation on top of this. Now, there's another product that I wanted to try that I haven't, but I recently purchased, and that is called the St. Tropez Bronzing Water Serum. It's a glow boosting vitamin C and D. And this says, simply apply and glow with this supercharged no rinse concentrate powered by vitamins for a radiant glowing tan and instant feel good factor. And this is supposed to be good for the face too. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this on. It also has a pump, and it looks like a serum type kind of product. So I'm going to add some of this on top. But of course I usually add a foundation too. But I would like to get it to the point where I would have enough self-tanner on my face that on days that I don't feel like putting on makeup, I could still look like I have a pretty good complexion. Because I think I look drab and blah without any foundation. I mean, I think I look like an old lady. I know people say, oh, you look so good without makeup, and I'm thinking, you have no idea. Because when I look in the mirror, I see drab, you know, not having it. I mean, and most days I don't put foundation on, and that's just mainly because of the anxiety or the sadness or whatever I'm feeling at the moment. You know, and then now, especially being self-isolated, it's like, well, nobody's going to see me anyway, can't go anywhere, so, you know, it's tough. It's really, really tough. So I'm going to go ahead and let that kind of dry. I also want to put, let's see, I'm also going to go ahead and go in with a face primer because I do want to put some foundation on today. So this is my Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer in 01. And this is just a really nice creamy product. But yeah, it's just, you know, everybody's world's been turned upside down with this, and it's hard to figure out. Like I said, I think the worst part for me is just the uncertainty of everything. Like, we don't know, you know, when the economy's going to be good again. We don't know anything. I mean, everything in the future is just, you know, and I am trying to just say it's in God's hands. You know, I know that that's what I need to be doing, but in the back of my mind, there's always that, you know, what's going to happen? Are things ever going to be okay again? And I'm, you know, I just, because I have anxiety, it's kind of like I have my doubts. I kind of feel like, okay, well, what if it's true? What if it goes on for a year or more? You know, what if they can't get it under control? Things like that is what really worries me more than anything, I think. So that's what's, you know, frustrating is, you know, all the what ifs that nobody has any control over whatsoever. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what foundation I want to put on. I kind of wanted to go with something a little lighter today. So I think I'm going to go with this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint, and I wear the shade Classic Ivory 10. I really like this product. It has a doe foot, actually I guess it's a buck foot applicator, and I just like to put it all over my face and then blend it in. So I'll let you know about that self-tanning. I think it's going to work. I just need to get it, I need to build it up to a point where, you know, maybe those splotches don't show up as much. Because for some reason, and like I said, I think it's because I have fair skin. Because if my skin was a lot darker, the splotches wouldn't show up as much. But because I'm so fair skinned, any mistake I make, it shows up on my uneven skin texture. And it makes me look terrible. I mean, it makes me look like I have dark splotches everywhere. And that's the whole problem. I'm too fair skinned. And so I've got to somehow get it built up so that it shows on my skin tone, so that you can actually see self-tanner on my skin tone, and get it dark enough so that as I build the self-tanner, those splotches won't be so obvious. Because that's the only thing I don't like, and that's what made me quit doing it in the past. because I couldn't look in the mirror and see this splotchy stuff. And you know, that's not what self-tanner is supposed to do. And on people that already have a medium complexion, it's going to blend right in with their complexion. And you're not going to notice as much of the defects as you do when you're so fair-skinned. I mean, I'm like Snow White fair-skinned. Not of my choosing. I'd rather be dark-skinned or, you know, tan. But this is what I have to work with, and this is what I was born with. So, you gotta work with what you have. But I'm just hoping I can get to a point where that self-tanner will, you know, build up enough on my skin. Consistency is key, as it is with anything, and that's what I'm struggling with in these times of so much uncertainty. You know, like I said, it's just so hard to figure out a balance on everything. And I'm going to use my E.L.F. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in Light Peach to conceal these under eye bags and darkness. I think it just helps, though, just putting on makeup, you know, if I can just get myself into it and make myself do it. But I sometimes, you know, a lot of days I just wake up and I'm just like, I don't even want to mess with it. Sadly, you know. I just don't even feel like messing with it. And that's a sad way to be. But, you know, it makes it worse when we're dealing with so much in our day-to-day lives now. So much uncertainty. It's just amazing. I'm going to use this is my Ecotools Complexion Buffer. And I still can't find toilet paper. I've been looking. Been to Walmart. None of the Walmarts have it in stock. A couple of the grocery stores I've heard did, but they sold out pretty much immediately. So there was no time to get any. It's just frustrating. I mean, I think I have enough to last me probably another month, but then after that I'm going to have some problems if I still can't get any, because you can't find it anywhere. You can't order it on Amazon. I just don't understand the hoarding. I don't understand that mentality. I mean, I understand everybody's panicked and thinks they're going to have to stay in for 18 months or whatever it is, but you know, you got to consider other people. There are people out there that need this product too, and to hoard and to just take everything seems a bit much. I mean, I always try to consider other people that might need it. You know, maybe take a couple of, you know, buy a couple of 24 packs. Even 2 or 3, but to take 10, 20, you know, 30, it just seems overboard. And I don't understand that. And it's those same people that do that that will say, that will tell me, well, you hoard wigs, or you hoard makeup, or you hoard, you know, this and that. And then they'll justify it by saying, well, that's not a necessity. Well, I understand that that's not a necessity. But 30, 24 packs of toilet paper is a necessity when other people are suffering because they can't buy it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. You know, it's just, you got to consider other people. There are elderly people. There are people that, you know, may need to go to the store and actually get something. And if they don't have it available and you can't even order it online, you know, that becomes a real problem. And I think I think the bottom line is everyone needs to consider other people. That we're all in this together. We're all struggling with the same thing. So leave some for others. You know, it's like I wanted some mac and cheese, and I'd been looking for it, and the grocery store was out of it. And then finally they got some in. And so I got some, but I took a couple of boxes. You know, there was maybe 20 on the shelf, and I wanted to leave some for somebody else, because there might be somebody else that's looking for that mac and cheese like I am and wanting that. And so it would be very you know, it would be very inconsiderate if I just took everything off the shelf because I think I'm going to need it for the next how many ever months. I think we can just, I think our panic and our fear over all of this can actually cause it to be worse. You know what I mean? The fear of what we think might happen can cause us to take drastic measures, and then we may even regret that later on. So the powder I'm going to use today to set everything is the Milani Plus+Set+Glow Illuminating Transparent Powder. This is in the shade 02. I really like this powder, and it's very, this is my BH Cosmetics V11 powder brush. This is a great just overall setting powder. It really sets everything beautifully and creates a nice base here. But I think the bottom line to it is just to consider others. You know, put others before yourself. Make sure that others are on your brain. And then I've been loving these cheek heats, these Maybelline cheek heats. This is a sheer gel cream blush, and I have the shade here 25, which is Fuchsia Spark. These are really fun to use because they have that beautiful cream blush effect with just the perfect amount, perfect flush of color. And I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. This is actually a new shade. I have several of them, but I have not used this one. Wow, a lot of products coming out fast. Must be under pressure or something. It just started kind of like oozing out of the tube on its own. So I think I'm going to put a little bit here. Put some over here. But this is beautiful when you buff it out. It just looks so pretty on the cheeks. It just gives that really radiant flush of color that I just love on the cheeks. I love it. Kind of gives you that just pinched look. Beautiful. Just enough color. It's not overboard, but it's just enough. I'm going to add see if I can add just a tad more on that side. But if you haven't tried these Maybelline cheek heats, I would definitely recommend them. There's quite a few different colors in that line, and I think they're all really, really pretty. So that just gives a really pretty flush of color. All right, so next I'm going to pop on some Loreal Unbelieva Brow in the shade, what is this shade? Why doesn't it say? It's in the shade Brunette. Hard to read the bottom of that. But I really like this for stenciling or putting on my brow. I just pop this on and gives me a nice thick brow. Since I don't have pronounced brows, I like them to be dramatic. Gotta have something dramatic. Okay, so now I'm going to play around with this Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Utopia palette. And I need to get some primer potion over here. Got my little Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Original. Yeah, this works great for priming the eyelids. Keeps the eyeshadow from moving. And I'm going to play with a couple of different colors here and see how that turns out. So It's a new palette. I've never used it before. And it's got a lot of nudes and then also some blues and some fun pops of color in there that I really like. So I love the Makeup Revolution eyeshadows because they're so great for, you know, different looks. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pop on a little bit of this Bohemian shade, which is like a really nice kind of burgundy berry color. Get that all up here in the crease. Just feel like I need some bright colors on my face today because we need any bit of cheer and normalcy and happiness that we can get, especially at these times. I need something that when I look in the mirror, it's going to make me smile instead of cry, which I've been doing a lot of lately. Just, everything seems so sad, and then you turn on the news and it's negative, you know. That's why I really like watching YouTube because, you know, everybody that I subscribe to, really positive, really upbeat, and that helps. I'd rather watch wig reviews and makeup reviews because that really keeps me, you know, feeling good. But turning on the TV, I mean, there's so much negative and so much arguing and so much, you know, back and forth. And I just get so tired of hearing all that. It's like, what good does that do? I'm going to put a little bit of this Aurora, which is a blue shade. And I want to put it on the outer portion of my eye, kind of bringing it in. But yeah, it's the negativity that I just can't stand. I mean, it doesn't, being negative about all of this and everything doesn't change anything. You know, it doesn't, it's not going to change anything. Let's see. I'm going to deepen that up just a little bit. And then, you know, the stress and the worry just causes all kinds of digestive issues because I'm constantly worrying about something. I'm worrying about where my toilet paper is going to come from because everybody took everything. I don't know. I was raised differently. I'm going to also put a little bit of this Dreamer, I think, on the actual eyelid. It looks like a really pretty... I was raised that you're supposed to, you know, think of others before yourself. You're supposed to think of how it might impact an elderly person, things like that. You know, so it just bothers me, some of the mentality, especially the entitlement mentality that so many have nowadays. I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised that, you know, other people should be taking care of you and things like that. And so it really upsets me. I don't get along well with entitlement mentalities. I just don't. I'm trying to figure out, I think I'll put a little bit of Enchanted. A real pearly pink, kind of give it a, ooh, that's pretty. These Makeup Revolution palettes are so great for the money. I mean, you get so much product and the whole payoff, you know, the color payoff on these I think is stunning. And I love that they come with a big mirror. See this big mirror that you get? It's just awesome. You get that big mirror. So I think playing with makeup, especially in these times, it really helps. You know, it helps give you a sense of normalcy, and this is a great time to play around with makeup too and figure out what, you know, what works best. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Sanctuary as my brow highlight. It's just a matte taupe color. Alright, and then we're going to pop on some mascara. Let's see, what did I do with my, when you have there, I'm like, I know it's somewhere. I'm going to use my Tweezerman Rose Gold Eyelash Curler to curl my eyelashes here. Pop on some of that good old Essence mascara, and then we'll be good to go. Not going to worry about any falsies today. Sorry for the long video, guys. I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys a little bit and just tell you, you know, that any of you out there that's experiencing anxiety, you're not alone, because I'm in the same boat. You know, I miss being able to go into restaurants, and everything now is just go through the drive-thru and eat in your car or take it home. Those are the little things that I always enjoyed because it was a way for me to get out of the house. I miss shopping, you know, always went to Ross Dress for Less and kind of, you know, just to get out of the house sometimes. Nice to look around, see what's out there, see what's new. I'm thankful for the internet, though. That's definitely a great way to stay connected to friends and family, and you can also, you know, do so much of the shopping online, which definitely is a you know, a plus. So I'm very thankful for that. Okay, I'm going to use my E.L.F Extreme Volume Mascara in black by Essence. I love Essence mascara for the pigmentation that I get with it. Just a great budget-friendly mascara that really packs a punch on your lashes, and I really feel like it's because of the formula. It's just a really creamy formula that really attaches to the lashes well and brings out the color. So loving that. You can get this at Ulta, and all of their mascaras are like $6 or $7 or less. I mean, very, very inexpensive. And they're really, honestly, really good. My sister loves it. I love it. There's so many mascaras out there. I mean, I'm one of those that have bought so many mascaras trying to find one that works really well, and I tell you, I've spent more money on mascaras and none of them do as well as this $6, $7 stuff. Just amazing to me. I mean, I've spent 10, 15 bucks on 20, 30 bucks on mascaras that don't even perform this good. Sounds like it's really windy out, but it's sunny, so I'm glad for that. The sun definitely helps. And I'm glad the grass is growing because now I can get back into mowing, which I love to mow. I'm one of those weird people that actually likes to mow. To me, it's good exercise. What I do is I have an iPod with music on it, and I just pop my earphones, you know, my earbuds in my ears and go to town with the mower. I did the front yard yesterday, but I still need the backyard at some point. Been getting a lot of rain here, so the grass is definitely growing. But I like it, and I look at it as exercise, so I'm cool with it. Alright, so last step that we've got here is going to be a lip product, and I'm using this pretty MAC. It's a MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in Metallic Rose, and I'm going to use that today. I just kind of want a pretty pink. It's springtime now, so I'm just wanting a pretty pink, springy, fresh lip. Pretty pink, springy, fresh lip. And that's what we got, folks. This is a matte lip, so it stays really nice, but it has a nice texture to it that doesn't feel drying at all. So I love that. Alright, so that completes today's look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, thank you for listening. I hope that the chat kind of helped. Just wanted to share my thoughts on, you know, the current system that we're dealing with, and I hope you enjoyed this look and the products. Again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to click that red subscribe button down below if you're not already joined to my channel. In the description box, if you click the little down arrow, you will also find a link to my eBay store where I do post wigs for sale. There's also a link to both my Instagram and Facebook page where you can follow me for periodic updates. And you'll also find a link to my sister's YouTube channel, Daily Dazzle and Dawn. And I also have my email address listed below if you'd like to send me a comment or suggestion. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.